Hi, this is Joni, holistic health teacher and guide. My intention, as always, is to bring you digestible snippets of holistic habits to improve your health and well-being. Today, I'm asking you to give yourself some grace. So I said this in one of the last couple of videos, and I want to say again that this has perhaps been, and I'm totally stating the obvious, but one of the most intense years of our lives. And for some of us, we were already being churned in the washing machine that is this grander happening of life, leading right into March of 2020. I speak for myself, and I also ran into another friend yesterday who was in the same boat. We were already up in a pretty crazy energetic mix of all of the top 10 major life happenings and had been there for a while, leading right into COVID. We laughed because when lockdown happened, it was a bit of a relief in some ways that everyone else was benched just like we were. So while we sat back and watched the usual suspects, whether locally or internationally, producing, showing zero vulnerability during this time, so very American of us, right? I, along with my teachers, are going to say that it's 100% okay if during this time you found yourself crying a lot. If you became angrier than you ever thought possible. If you were experiencing emotions that you didn't know where they were coming from and what they were all about, totally okay. And instead of repressing them per our conditioning, actually finally at long last let some of them out, which is not at all a bad thing. It's in fact a very good thing. It's okay if you gained or lost weight. It's okay if you ate packaged food, takeout, or a lot of junk food. It's okay if you stopped working out. It's okay if, like me, some days you could barely drag yourself onto your yoga mat. If you had a hard time sticking to any of your usual routines of any kinds, really. It's okay if you didn't learn a language. It's okay if you didn't drop into all the creative projects that you hoped. And with any or all of that, indulged in any area more than usual. We're still in a time where we should all be going easy on ourselves. You and I, we're just focused on staying alive, keeping our businesses alive, staying afloat, being a rock for your kids and your family, or for yourself even, because you were alone in isolation for longer than any human is ever meant to be. Let's all do our best to give ourselves a little bit more grace. And if at this point in this crazy game we're in, you're still in that place, it's okay. This isn't a competition or survival of the fittest, and quite frankly, it never is. Some people have had a lot more support than others, and if you have none, you've got this. You really do. I believe in you. I see you. I hear you, and I'm with you. Trust me, you have far more skills to make it through this whole thing, and life in general, than most others. For anyone listening, this is a time where we are just seeing the very beginning of massive societal shifts, and we get to be a part of this change. To reframe it a little bit, that's what I've been doing, or trying to do. Reframing that we get to be a part of massive societal shifts for the better. As hard as it's been, we're privileged to be here. We're privileged to be a part of this. We get to dive deep into ourselves, figure out what we deeply desire. And if you've spent a lot of time doing self-work leading up to COVID, it's now time. We need you now. We need your voice, and we need you to step into action. If you need some guidance around any or all of this, we've got you. Drop into your daily practices. First and foremost, drop into the body. I'll link that playlist at the end of this one so that it pops up on daily practices. Find what works for you to stay within yourself, to stay in your own lane, to stay in today in each present moment, and take small action steps every day toward the next day. If you'd like to book a session with me, please contact me via the link below. It's go time, you guys, and at the same time, it's time to stay with copious amounts of self-care. I've started these new channels separate from past work to serve anyone unable to gain support at this time. These are interesting times, to say the least, with very interesting things happening in media. So please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share if this resonates with you. It simply helps more people to be well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. And until next time, stay well.